Okay, so welcome to our first flipped classroom video for the school year for the grade 2s and 3s. So basically, how this works is you're just going to watch a really short video from me. And this is something I would typically teach in the class. So this is something I would do in front of the classroom on the chart paper, taking questions from the kids. But the idea for this is that you do it at home, and then tomorrow we're going to sit down and do our work and go from there. And it gives me more. The idea is that I will have more time with each student to go through some of these problems. Now, what's nice about this particular lesson, really quickly, is I can kind of double up on the grade 2 and 3 lesson because the grade 2s are responsible to learn and work with numbers up to 100, whereas the grade 3s are responsible to work with numbers up to 1,000. But the concepts are the same. Okay, it's actually identical in both grades. So really quickly, we're going to look at which is bigger or which is equal. I want you to always think of an alligator. Okay, whenever in class we talk about bigger or less or greater or less, and think of an alligator. And alligators, they love to always want to eat the larger number. Okay, and you can see here we have some pictures here to help us out. And think of this as like the alligator's mouth. It's opened up to eat the larger number. So the larger number might be on this side. That's why it's opened up. The larger number might be on this side over here. That's why it's opened up. And then we have an equal sign, which would be equal. So here's a good example here. So you have this alligator where it's opened, and 15 is greater than 12. Okay, so he's eating the 15. So I would be using this sign right here. So let's look at these examples here. So the grade 2s, you'll be responsible for going these kind of numbers, 2-digit numbers basically. So I'd ask myself, which number is bigger? Is 45 bigger or is 54 bigger? What I always like to do is when I look at this, kind of start with the first number. I see a 4 and I see a 5. And I know that 5 is bigger than 4, which means this one here, I think I made this instant alpha. Let me see. I would use this one here. Let's type it in. Okay. So this one here would be the larger number, and he's eating that. When I look at here, same idea. I have a 5 and a 5. They're both the same, so I have to go to the next number. I have a 4 and a 7. I know 7 is larger than 4, which means it has to be this number here. And then lastly, I have a 6, I have a 6, I have a 2, I have a 2, I have a 9, I have a 9. They're both exactly the same, which means it is equal. Okay? So that's one part of the lesson. Now, going with that, what we're going to do is we can still use these things here. We're going to compare and order these numbers. So look at this question here. Using the digits 2, 5, and 6. This will be an extension question tomorrow. We'll look at something similar. We're only going to use these digits. We're not going to use 1 or 4 or 9 or 0. We're not going to use 3. We are only going to use 2, 5, and 6. So let's make some statements true here. So I have some numbers here. Okay, so 6, 2, 5, and tomorrow you would be actually making up the numbers. I kind of made them up here for you. And all you would simply do is just move these in place and do the exact same thing you did in that previous idea here. Okay, sorry about that. So which one would I like to use here? I'm going to go 6 is larger than 2. So I know that this is true. And again, you would be making up these numbers and questions. 2, 5, 6. So I'm still using 2, 5, and 6. I'm not using anything else. So at the beginning, 2 and 5. I know 5 is larger, 526. So I would use this one here. Sorry. And then I think there's one more. 562 and 562. And we know that is equal. So tomorrow you're going to get questions where you're given the numbers and kind of figure them out using the alligator trick, which is up here again. and then you're going to be given an opportunity to use some certain digits to make up your own numbers, and then kind of make some statements true. So take some time tonight, review this. You might have to watch it a couple times to understand, but this will be tomorrow's work. Have a great evening.